I really can't tell you why or how this seems to be the case, but the Mavs just absolutely have the Oklahoma City Thunder's number. Are going to win 3 out of 4 this season. Well, I think they may actually have one more game against OKC later. The only game they've lost against OKC this season, though, was in the in-season tournament when they did not have PJ Washington. And look, you can say whatever you want about PJ Washington. 22 points, 19 rebounds tonight. Is he a perfect player? No. Does he fit absolutely perfectly for the matchup against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and the Oklahoma City Thunder? 100%. His size, athletic ability, movement, and physicality is so valuable defensively against those guys. Matched up against Shai tonight, and look, Shai had 31.7 assists, did a typical Shai thing in a lot of ways, did a lot of them, but he had to work. He had to work really hard for it. I mean, 31 points on 25 shots, especially when 6 of them came from free throws. That is really good defense overall against one of the best players in the league. Like PJ Washington is the answer for whatever reason against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And despite missing Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic, Derek Lively, and Jaden Hardy, and I think more guys than that, they find a way to win again. Kessler Edwards plays 23 minutes tonight, 7 points, his most minutes of the season, I think probably by far, and played really, really well. Maxi Kleber hit a big 3 down the stretch in the fourth quarter, was really useful defensively. Olivier Maxence Prosper goes 4 for 6, 1 of 2 from 3. Quentin Grimes playing amazing defense on J-Dub. Now J-Dub had a big game, 11 of 19, 4 of 8 from 3, 33 points, but down the stretch, Quentin Grimes stepped up big and made some defensive plays. And this was one of those games where find a way. That is the key for this Mavs team until they get Luka and Lively and guys like that healthy. Find a way. That's got to be the mantra for this team, and it's gonna have to take some wins like this. But the fact that we have the ability without Luka, without all those different guys, to beat this OKC team, and yes, I get OKC doesn't have Chet, doesn't have Isaiah Hartenstein, but this is the best team in the league that's now 36-8, but still clearly, in my opinion, the best team in basketball. Another really impressive win against an OKC team that just does not seem to have answers for Dallas. And I would say, I'll say this, with the way the Mavs record is looking and not having Luka again, potentially for up to another month or so, Lively out for likely longer than that, maybe 2 to 3 months, there is a very real possibility that OKC Dallas would be a 1-8 matchup in the Western Conference. Can you imagine the cinema that would be to get OKC versus Dallas in the first round of the playoffs? I mean, talk about the perfect world for the NBA, getting those two teams matched up in the first round. Either way, I can promise you right now, Oklahoma City does not want to see the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. But right now, the Mavericks just have to find, this is a great win tonight, but they have to find consistency to win games. Now, in this video, I kind of want to talk about what they did well tonight and what I think led to them winning this game, and the stuff that they can take from this win to try to apply to other games where we haven't been able to execute as well as we should, especially on the offensive end of the court. Honestly, it starts with Spencer Dinwiddie. He had 28 points tonight. He was 11, 14, 3 of 6 from 3. Really good efficiency. But the way that he played tonight was different. It was a lot less heliocentric offense in a lot of ways. Dinwiddie has had a lot of moments recently where with Luka out, it has seemed like Jason Kidd's almost been like, here, play Luka. And he's almost been out there trying to be Luka Doncic in terms of holding the ball and dominating the time of possession and creating his own shot and controlling the possession in so many different ways. Dinwiddie needs to be aggressive offensively if he's going to be effective. Attack the rim with force. Tonight, he's 8 of 8 from inside the arc. Like, he was really, really good at attacking the rim with aggression and confidence and assertiveness. Like, there was no half-hearted decisions with Dinwiddie tonight. It was either I'm going or I'm not. And if I'm not, I'm going to get the ball in my hands and move off the ball, and I'll shoot the ball with confidence if I catch and shoot off the ball. But that's about it. And like, that's what you need, is for Spencer Dinwiddie to be playing that role, not a role where he thinks he's Luka Doncic and he's trying to replace what Luka gives you, because he's not Luka. Nobody is. There's not another player in basketball who is Luka Doncic level on the offensive end of the court as a playmaker and a scorer, except for Nikola Jokic. Like, it's just a skill set that you can't replace at this point. And it's something that I think Dinwiddie tries too hard. Maybe it's what Kidd wants him to do, but it's not what he should be doing. And tonight he was much better at that. The physicality on the rebounding, especially by PJ Washington tonight, was just remarkable. 22 points, 19 rebounds. Legitimately one of the best two-way games of his career. I will stand by that. He was awesome. He has been awesome against OKC. He continues to consistently be awesome. Daniel Gafford did not play as much tonight, but it was the same story for him, physicality-wise, athletically, all that type of stuff in the minutes he did play. And I thought Maxi Kleber played a nice role as well off the bench in terms of that defensive effort. And so did Matt Prosper, honestly. I know he's -8, but 14 points, a nice aggression offensively. He did miss some free throws and stuff, but I like the confidence with which he was willing to attack with physicality, and get into the rim and get into the paint and draw some fouls, make some shots, stuff like that. Looked like a real bench piece tonight. It was really, really useful to have a guy like that as well. I'm very confident that the Mavs, when healthy, absolutely have the ability to still be a real contender. The problem is getting healthy and staying healthy is the tough part. But I think they match up. Here's the honest truth. I think they match up better. You can call me biased if you want, because I'm a Mavs fan, but I think they match up better than any other Western Conference team does against OKC. They are the team that if OKC is not going to make the finals this year, it will probably be the reason that OKC doesn't. But you have to get yourself healthy, and you have to get yourself in a position to even have a chance, because as good as they have been against the Thunder recently, besides that, their last 2 wins are against the Thunder, but they've lost 5 straight before that. They beat LA in a blowout. That was a great game and not a good game from LA. And then they beat Portland in a fourth quarter comeback. And before that, they'd lost 5 straight before that as well. So just recently, they're 4-10 in their last 14 games. They're struggling for sure without Luka, 5-11 total without him. But this is another big win, and it's a win that hopefully can try to build some momentum, because look, Boston's going to be a tough game on Saturday. No doubt about it. That's not going to be an easy one at all, but you're going to try to give yourself the best chance to win. Go in there and fight, and they've struggled as of late in a lot of ways, and give yourself the best chance to win, and you're at home. Who knows? Anything can happen, especially with Boston struggles as of late. Then you get Washington, New Orleans, Detroit. Not that those teams are bad. I mean, Washington is, but New Orleans has been better as of late. Detroit's been feisty, but those are winnable games. Philly, winnable game. Cleveland and Boston, again, gonna be tough games, especially in Cleveland and Boston. But Houston, that's tough, but I don't think completely unwinnable. Sacramento been playing better as of late, but again, potentially winnable. Golden State, Miami, definitely winnable games. Like, there is a path here to playing 500 or so basketball until the All-Star break, and that's what you got to do. And that's why I say at the beginning of the video, find a way. That's got to be the mantra for this team for the next couple weeks until Luka Doncic is back. You just got to find a way to win games. Tonight they did that. Tonight they looked like a cohesive team that is absolutely able of getting a lot of wins despite not having Luka Doncic. Finding what they had tonight has to be the consistent goal of this team, though, because they have struggled so much in so many games without Luka. So we'll see what happens, right? Like, I'm not sitting here and saying it's a guarantee the Mavs are turning it around. Tonight was a sign that they're going to be just fine. There's no guarantee that's the case. But I'm hoping that a game like tonight shows them the recipe to success and the reasoning behind the way they need to play, I guess. Because it can't be a Hilo-centric, Dinwiddie-centered offense. It's just not going to work. Plain and simple. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to play with confidence, and then he's got to be willing to get off the ball. And guys got to move. Guys got to rebound. Guys got to play with a lot of defensive effort. And PJ Washington, Omax, Quentin Grimes, guys like that showed a lot of that tonight, which was very valuable. Big win against a very, very good OKC team. And despite the rivalry, these games against OKC are always a lot of fun. Now, I say that generally the Mavs have seemed to come out on top, so it's easy to enjoy them when your team's winning. But hey, good chance we see him in the playoffs this year. Let's just put it that way. It is absolutely a real possibility again, and that will be a war if it happens, just like in general. And yeah, Mavs don't play OKC again this season, so that was it. Big win over a very good Oklahoma City team, and I'm very, very pleased with tonight's game, and I'm hoping that it can start to build them some momentum that they need to get things going. So with that being said, gonna do it for the video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Be back with more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.